Monsieur Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Bësal mu fay.
What?
Bësal mu fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave acts in Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills, and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave, Bësal mu fine. Wave, your money is yours.
Jah Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jah Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.
On Thursday, the 27th of November 2025, you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. We're live on 92.1 on the FM band, www.wcr.gm. Thanks for joining us. Now, cement supplies are tightening once again in the Gambia. So what's behind the shortage, and how is the country's biggest supplier responding? Of course, the biggest supplier is Jah Oil, co-sponsors of Coffee Time with Peter Gomez, and I'm glad to welcome now to the program Mr. Muhammed Hydara. He's the general manager of the Jah Oil group of companies. Muhammed, good to have you back here.
Thank you, Peter.
So
it's always a pleasure.
Fantastic. What's the current situation?
Peter, the current situation with, we hear a lot of things said about the cement, but what I can tell you is, as a company, we always stood by and stand by what we said before, that we will be able to supply in adequate and be able to import and distribute. And it's because of that pledge we made, it forced us to do massive investment recently. We didn't only build 200,000 bag capacity in Buffalo Road, which is a new factory, scheduled to be commissioned before end of year. But we also built another 100,000 bag capacity in Farafenni. The president even went there to visit, which right now, as we are speaking, they are on testing. They started yesterday testing it, the machines to put everything on. So that one, we are pushing to make sure that at least before the end of the month, we are able to roll some bags out. So all these things we do is because we promise, and then we want to make sure that there is cement available in every corner of the country. And then we didn't only stop there. In this country before, what we used to import is 30,000, 35,000 metric tons vessels. But with the price the Gambia is looking for, that is low, affordable price, we couldn't bring those vessels anymore, and the demand has also ticked up. And because of that, we decided to go for the bigger vessels, 60,000 metric tons. That's what we are bringing right now. But everything also, there is a catch-22 on that. You bring these big vessels to maintain a low price and high quality. And we are bringing these from the world-renowned cement producers, that is Turkey or Vietnam. Because Vietnam, that's where America also imports its cement. Mm-hmm. So you want to bring these at a low cost, you have to go maximize your import, play with the economic of scales, so that you can maintain the price at 390 today. So currently, as we speak, Peter, and all the time this is the situation, we usually bring enough and adequate for the country. For example, right now as we speak, we have about 115,000 metric tons of cement sitting at sea here in the Gambia. Currently, 2 vessels. One of them is NV Brita Oldendorf with 60,000 metric tons. And there's another one called MV GM Fortune with 55,000 metric tons. You combine these two together, it's about the figure I gave you. It's about 115,000 or so metric tons. Now, people will want to ask, what is the problem? And that's where I'm going to delve in. With all this investment, we have always engaged government to tell them that to be able to make our operations effective and seamless, we've done our part. That is to invest massively by expanding our operations, by building 2 new factories with a total combined capacity on the Jah Oil today is 400,000 bags a day. When you put all these factories into motion.
Nearly 500,000 bags.
500,000 bags a day. If all are rolled out, the Gambia cannot possibly consume that. It's not possible. Even 200,000, I bet, is above the Gambia's consumption.
So you're now producing twice the capacity.
Twice the capacity of the Gambia.
Of what the Gambia is able to consume.
But now the problem is this. You did all that massive investment costing you millions of dollars. We invested in a vessel purposely, that is MV Christine, purposely to be able to lighten up these vessels. Now you have these heavy vessels at sea. They couldn't bath because the Gambia Ports Authority's bath and the channel is very shallow. It's only 9.5 meters.
Yes.
These vessels need about 13, 14, 15 meters draft. So you come with something with 14-meter draft before it could proceed, or 15-meter draft. Then you are telling us that it cannot proceed because our channel depth is only 9.5 meters. So what we have to do is to lighten up that vessel. So this is why we invested in NV Christine, so that we lighten these big mother vessels before they could safely sail into the channel and discharge the cement seamlessly. So that's one thing. Because of the extra demand, we stretched further and invested in a second vessel, a 19,000 tonner, which is expected to be delivered before the end of December. But you see, all these investments will be unnecessary if at all the channel or the port do massive dredging, which is well overdue, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the last time they dredged that channel, I believe it was before independence.
Oh, wow.
You understand?
That long ago?
That's long ago. So now it is well overdue. The siltation has covered a lot of things around the bathing area also. It in Anchorage, it's also getting shallower by the weeks, by the months, by the year. Sometimes even these vessels, when they even cross the channel at 9.5 meters, sometimes to get to that bath, you even need shallower because, there's a lot of siltation there. So with all these things, these are the main causes why cement is randomly having this intermittent cutoff.
Surely,
but it is not Jah Oil. We've done our best. We've brought the best for the Gambia. We've brought enough cement. They are sitting at sea, but that is the main issue. And we are even further investing again. Right now with MV Christine, we have to hire another vessel from Dakar to be 2 vessels just to expedite this lightening process so that, cement can be readily available. But the way they also exaggerated is not like that.
Oh, you mean the problem?
The shortage. It's not like that. These intermittents, do happen. This is, for example, when the vessel is gone, before it's returned, maybe the factory has already produced what it has brought. So there is a day or two, without active operations, waiting for it to come back again. So this is how we struggle with it until the mother vessel comes alongside. But the moment that mother vessel comes alongside, you understand, Peter, 1 week of production. This country, we talk too much about cement, but our consumption is not big. With the 60,000 metric tons, the moment you push 30,000 into the market, it is saturated. That is when you see trucks standing alongside the roads. So where
does the excess cement go then?
You understand? So this is it. So this other excess That is when we are doing another lightering, that delay is happening between the voyages because it's 3-hour voyages, 3 to 4 hours voyage to go to that mother vessel and return another 3 or 4 hour voyage. So you are talking about 8-hour voyage alone, and the time is going to spend to load the cargo. So it takes a chunk of time. You understand? But all these things, like I said, would have been avoided if, government could also come in and say, okay, you've done your best, you've done the massive investment, you've done everything you can possibly do. Now, when it comes to the channel, that is us. We'll do everything possible to dredge that channel so that these vessels will just sail directly.
Dredging the channel will
That's the
probably
main
this.
issue.
Okay.
It will eliminate it permanently.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
Okay. So surely the Ministry of Trade knows about this.
They know it, and I saw a tender document recently. I think they have already tendered for people to apply, businesses that will be interested to dredge this channel and the bathing area. And I think they've given a deadline around December, I'm not sure, for international companies that can do it, because most of our dredgers here also, because what you need is a massive hopper dredgers that you need to do these things, because you need to bring a lot of materials out of the sea and then transport it to a safe zone.
You would have thought, though, that with the port now being given out in concession to Al Bayrak, with their claimed international connections, they should be able to facilitate the dredging of the port.
Definitely, yes. Definitely. In fact, the first time when they came, when we were doing the introduction, I think in Atlantic Hotel, and we were talking about Sanyang and others, I could remember fully. My comment to that was to tell them that, look, when we had Al Bayrak was coming, our hopes were very, very high, because we were saying, all the problems we are having at the port with these dredging issues, maybe it will be gone. And when we heard about Sanyang, we said, before we talk about Sanyang, Banjul is is the most well-positioned port. It's a natural deep sea when you look at it. That portion of Banjul is a gift most countries don't have. So it's a gift, it's a natural port, and it is deep before. So now what we need to do is just to upgrade it, put more funding into it, lesser than what you're going to spend in Sanyang, and the whole country will be okay. And you can take your time, take 20 years if you wish, to build Sanyang the way you want to build it. But urgently, we need Banjul to be sorted out.
And can you directly engage Al Bayrak, or it has to be through the Ministry of
It has to be. We wrote several letters. I think the last letter I wrote was just a couple of days ago, again, reminding them about the dire need for this dredging. Because without this dredging, cement, will be the most affected. Because what the country needs now is not those small vessels anymore.
And all
because
these
if you have to bring those small vessels, if government says, okay, we're going to dredge, go back to what you used to do, then it means the price of cement will be extremely high. Because you cannot play with the economics of scales. Maybe the bag of cement from our factory will go up to about 430. Can you imagine how it will be retailed then? You understand? So this is the problem. So we are trying to make sure that it is affordable. And we've done our best by investing massively into it. Okay. But there are certain things that are beyond our control. Like we cannot dredge. That's not for us as a business.
And how is that heavy investment in buying, vessels, hiring vessels from Senegal, impacting what you have to pay, at the port?
Exactly. So this is another thing. This is another thing people are not also paying attention to. We are massively spending just to make sure that we get cement affordable, we get cement accessible by all. But affordability is now becoming a problem, because all these spendings will adding up on our cost. Sometimes I sit and look at those figures, honestly, between me and you, and I will tell you honestly, I don't think we are making money.
But are you breaking even? Are you...
Even break even, I doubt it.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes. Because do you know why?
No.
Sometimes during this lightning process, especially during the rains, we'll have a vessel that will sit in the port of Banjul for a month. Can you imagine the demurrage it will incur?
And they would insist that you pay the demurrage.
You must have to. It's in the contract. It is non-negotiable. $1,500
dollars?
Is it $15,000?
$15,000?
Yes.
Per day?
Per day. Sometimes. They vary in prices. Some of them will charge more. You understand? So you pay this every day. Can you imagine that maybe your calculation has only covered 10 days or 15 days? Other 15 days, calculate what I'm just trying to tell you. On demurrage alone, That didn't go with other causes in the lightering. So that's why I said currently we are sacrificing a lot for this country just to make cement available and affordable. But I don't think we are even breaking even. This is my honest opinion when I look at those numbers. Sometimes I doubt the figures.
Okay. And what's your, just to close out, this conversation in English before we go into the local languages, what's your plea or what's your message to the government?
Our dire plea to government is that the only way we can solve this problem permanently, and cement will be buried once and for all. Because on our part, like I said, we've invested massively. We've raised our capacity from 100,000 to 400,000. We've brought a vessel that we own by ourselves just to take care of these lightering issue. We've bought another second vessel, which is expected in December, having 2 vessels on our name.
Which will become redundant once the
Once the dredging is done, at least that vessel also could participate in the transportation of other goods and services within West Africa and beyond, because they are seagoing vessels. You understand? Would have been a plus for the Gambia also, having a maritime fleet that we are trying to build up. So, what we are appealing to them is, on our part, we have done everything humanly possible to mitigate everything and to make sure that cement is available and then affordable. Now, what we cannot do, and is beyond our control, is dredging the channel to make sure that these vessels will not stay at sea waiting to be lightened. They can just sail directly alongside the berth, and then cement will flow seamlessly. We are appealing to them that whatever they have to do as a government and as a nation, the country needs it. Now, look at, we are talking about before 1965 and 65 going to the 1970s. This country was a very small community. You understand? Vessels that come into this country are very small to bring essential supply. Now we have grown. There are a lot of infrastructural development. You cannot bank on those vessels anymore. We want to bank on those vessels. Cement will go very, very expensive because the landing cost will be high. So to avoid all this, let them just help us to dredge this, dredge. When they dredge, we will bury this issue of cement once and for all and permanently, because we've done the investment already.